Good morning. This is JC, St. Louis's oldest living hippie, and I'm just bringing you a quick blurb from Midas Touch Video. And now, what they're saying is that the Trump administration might have allowed this guy to do the shooting at the White House as a false flag and a way to get sympathy for Trump. Another false flag, just like the um, shooting where Trump was supposedly grazed on the ear, which was definitely a false flag, even though two people died. It was a false flag because if it hit anywhere or touched in Trump's ear, he'd have no ear now. Not with the kind of bullet that tumbles and rolls like that, like the bullets are that are fired from the NATO AR-15s. So they're saying now that there's a lot of red flags, and those red flags lead up to a false flag. Now maybe it was a false flag that was allowed to happen just to get more attention on Trump and get people to feel sorry for him. I personally think it's a sad thing if that's what it was. I don't want to say how I really feel. So anyway, I'll let you listen to it.
Since we reported yesterday on these serious red flags that have surfaced about this alleged shooting incident by the White House at the same time on Saturday that Donald Trump was announcing this potential deal with Iran, and while Trump was not at his son's wedding, and we did this video, red flag surfacing, there's been even more red flags surfacing, and we have some court records right now regarding the individual who is alleged to be the shooting suspect, who's now dead, an individual by the name of Nasir Best, 21 years old, used to work in an Amazon factory, alleged to have schizophrenia, believed that he was Jesus Christ, and he had numerous incidents at the White House where he had made these threatening statements and threatened to do horrible things at the White House in 2025. These court records show that he had what's referred to as an FTA, a failure to appear, at his court appearances going back to July 2025, and he was on the radar of the Trump regime officials for a very long time. He was on the radar of Secret Service officials, and ultimately the buck stops with Jeanine Pirro, who is the United States Attorney for Washington, D.C. She's the top federal prosecutor in D.C. Now, the way the D.C. court system works is that the Superior Court Division, their lawyers, ultimately report to the United States Attorney in Washington, D.C. That's Jeanine Pirro, the top federal prosecutor in D.C. She oversees the Superior Court Division. And so Pirro oversees the lawyers who knew that this guy who was making all of these threats around the White House, Nasir Best, was on the loose. And a very basic surveillance around the White House, in my view, would have showed that this guy was around the area. He didn't leave anywhere. He didn't just disappear. The guy was in Washington, D.C., and they did nothing about it. I mean, at the very least, this is a massive security breakdown. And as you elevate up the ladder and think about what the red flags could be here, the questions that should be asked is, did Jeanine Pirro and the Trump regime know about this guy, know about his threats? I mean, I think they were at least on constructive notice, and allow him to be in this area to continue to make these threats. And then the question is, why? Did they allow it to happen so it could be used as a pretext for the Golden Ballroom? Because the Trump regime, Donald Trump, his White House spokespeople, immediately after this incident, you see, we need Golden Ballroom, we need Golden Ballroom. And I'm not suggesting that the shooting didn't happen. I don't want to go there, but my question is, were they aware that they had these violent schizophrenic people who were sufficiently far enough away from the White House where there wasn't a real threat being posed, but they would cause situations and scenes that could then be used as a pretext to say, see, I'm not safe. I need a Golden Ballroom that taxpayers need to pay for. And also the time.
There you go. You don't have to listen to any more. So he's saying that it's a false flag in order for Trump to use it as propaganda to get this golden ballroom built with the secure vault underneath for federal officials at the White House. Well, I don't know what to tell you. It could very well be. If it is, don't buy it. Don't buy into it. Trump is just using this and other things. Trump is and his buddies. They're a bunch of connivers, grifters, and they'll come up with all sorts of felonious plans in order to get their way. And this might just be another one, a big fake out, a false flag in order to get approval for the ballroom. So fuck you, Trump, and fuck anybody else that was involved in it. That includes Janine Pirro. So this is JC saying, Pox and more, Jack. Keep on trucking and stay safe this Memorial Day.